50 and ended up in a cornfield drinking a bunch of moonshine with a girl in cutoffs. He calls me for the stories. I'm known as a storyteller in the Nashville songwriting community. So I love to talk about stories and how to effectively tell a story. And not long drawn out stories, but rather stories that oftentimes within seconds can connect you with others for the purposes of networking, for selling products, selling ideas, but ultimately selling trust, selling yourself, and for the purposes certainly of reigniting that passion that we all have to help others. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the importance of feeling. You know, the level at which I feel something, when I tell a story, when I write a song, when I try to connect with somebody, the level at which I feel, you feel it. The level at which I don't, you don't. But if I feel it, really feel it, you feel it. And if you feel it, we connect. And when we connect, we form a friendship. We form a bond, a connection. And friends help friends. Friends listen to friends. Friends follow friends. Friends can lead friends, can be led by friends. It all foundationally is because of relationships. I'm going to talk a little bit about the importance. I'm just telling you how I write these songs, write my stories, connect with others. We all have an intrinsic need not to feel alone. When you meet that need, you connect with somebody. When you meet that need, you gain favor from people. When you meet that need, you make a friend and people like you. When you can meet somebody's need not to feel alone, when they can go, hey, that's me. I've been there. I've done that. I've gone through that. I have experienced that. When you can give that gift to somebody, you connect with them whether you realize it or not. And you form a friendship. And friends help. Friends. Ultimately, what we're going to talk about, and I want everybody to understand and leave here and truly, truly understand, I'm passionate about this, is your story. Your story is magnificent. It's wonderful, whether you think it is or not. My story isn't that incredible. I didn't used to think my story was worth much at all. I was raised in a little town, nowhere, potholes in the roads. There was alcoholism, there was dysfunction, there was a lack of education. The movie theater only played Rocky and Roadhouse. It just wasn't a great little life. But it's the same life that I use today to connect oftentimes with millions of people through my story. So I feel like I like telling all crowds this, I feel like I can take any life in this room, any life in here today, and I feel like I could connect with the McGraws and the Chesneys of the world, and I feel like I could write hit songs for the rest of mine. I would just tell your story. But nobody can tell your story like you can. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. I love this example, and then I'm going to sing you a song. Can I sing you a song? But I love this example so much. Maybe you've heard this, but there was a kindergarten teacher, and she asked her students, she requested of her students to draw a picture. She said, y'all, you got coloring pencils on your desk, you got paper, you can't get this wrong. Draw what you want. Go. And the kids started drawing, and after about 5 minutes, she started traversing throughout the room. And she came to little Susie's desk, and she said, Susie, what are you drawing? And Susie looked up and said, I'm drawing God. And the teacher said, well, Susie, nobody knows what God looks like. And Susie looked up enthusiastically and said, well, they will when I'm done. If you tell me your story, I see mine. Your triumphs, your tragedies, you tell me about that little tree in front of the house you grew up in, I start seeing the tree in front of my house. It's an unwavering principle. And it connects you with others, and it forms value. People start liking you and giving you favor and helping you. And we'll talk more about that. Now I'm going to sing you a song, and then we'll talk a little bit about this song. if I'm not any good. Heard an interview on NPR radio. They interviewed a man by the name of Paul Monty. Paul lost his son, Jared Monty, in Afghanistan on Jared's third attempt to save members of his battalion. He was killed. And they asked Paul how he coped with the loss of such a wonderful son, such a wonderful hero to our country. And Paul said, I drive his truck. And that's how I choose to remember him. And I had to write this song, never dreamed it would do what it did. This was 2013. This was a CMA and CMA Song of the Year. This is I Drive Your Truck. 89 cents in the ashtray, average bottle of Gatorade rolling in the floor. That dirty brakes cap on the dash, dog tags hanging from the rear, old skull can and cowboy boots and an old wash folded in the back. This thing burns gas like crazy, that's all. People got their ways of coping, and I got mine. I drive your truck, I roll every window down, I burn up. Every back road in this town, I find a fear, tear it up till all the pain's a cloud of dust. Yes, sometimes I drive your truck. I leave that radio playing, same old country station. Yeah, man, I crank it up. You'd probably punch my arm right now if you saw these tears rolling down my face. Yeah, man, I'm trying to be tough. Mama asked me this morning if I'd been by your grave. That flag and stone ain't where I feel you anyway. I drive your truck, I roll every window down, and I burn up. Every back road in this town, I find a few, tear it up till all the pain's a cloud of dust. Yes, sometimes, brother, sometimes I drive your truck. I drive your